Hello and welcome to this next video in which I will be talking about the top 5 things to expect at Google I/O 2014. Follow me as I go through the 5 things I predict that we will see at this year's Google I/O keynote, and I hope that you will enjoy the list, and please remember that this is my opinion and it is objective to me. If you have any comments or opinions, please leave yours in the comment section below. The 5th thing that I expect to see at this year's Google I/O keynote is a new version of Android, be this either 4.5 or 5.0. In terms of what I think that this version of Android will offer to users is the new 64-bit system architecture. We'll have to wait and see how this will be used and how developers will make use of this feature at the keynote itself, as I myself admittedly do not understand fully what 64-bit processing actually means in a real-world usage case. But hopefully it will enable Android to catch up to iOS, which has had 64-bit processing for a while now, and that it will also bring other enhancements and improvements to Android, and will also get some of the improvements that we saw in iOS 8 at WWDC. For example, the ability to respond to notifications on the notification shade rather than delving into apps and having to go from one app to the other to respond to things. But I think that this will be the 5th thing that we will see at this year's Google I/O. Number 4 is most likely going to be either a Nexus 8 or a Nexus 10. Traditionally, Google generally releases a new version of Android on a new piece of hardware, so I think it's highly likely that we will either see one of these tablets or both of them. So I think it's probably more likely going to be the Nexus 8, but hopefully a lot of people have been waiting patiently for an upgrade to the Nexus 10 itself, so hopefully we'll see that as well. But I personally believe that it will probably be the Nexus 8 that we'll receive, and it will become with the new version of Android on board, and it will probably have the first 64-bit processing chip in an Android device. The 3rd thing that I expect to see at this year's Google I/O keynote is probably some new enhancements and new features for Google Now. Google has been working steadily on Google Now to make it more efficient, more useful, and more visible to users of Android devices. I think this will continue, and more useful features will be added at Google I/O, and this will become a next step in the evolution of Google Now as a facilitator and a personal assistant, and I think that it will become more user friendly to average users, and it will also come with features that are similar to Apple's Siri in terms of its ability to have a two-way conversation with you rather than just being a simple robotic voice that answers questions. I think that human aspect is something that will probably be part of the new Android system software that we'll get at Google I/O that I mentioned earlier. The 2nd thing that I think we'll see at Google I/O is lots, and I mean lots, of updates and improvements to Google+. A lot of Google I/O is spent talking about Google+ and improving it, and I expect no different from this year's Google I/O, as I think Google will spend probably an hour talking about Google+ itself, which a lot of people may not be interested in, but like Google Now, Google has been steadily improving Google+, making it more user-friendly and making it much easier to use and be more of a contender in the social networking space. But I think that it won't change its image, and average people, I use that in air quotes, will probably still not be interested in using Google+. But for those of us who do, I think these improvements will be very useful, very welcome, and I just wish that they wouldn't spend as much time as they generally do spend on Google Plus within the keynote, which, as I say, will probably be about an hour itself dedicated to this just one topic. Number 1 on my list is probably a new platform that helps to facilitate home automation. I think Google is moving into this direction, and it's something that I expect to see at this year's Google I/O, either a software platform or something that's something that makes it easier for all these devices to talk to each other within the Android ecosystem. I think that home automation will be a big thing at this year's Google I/O, and it's something that we should expect to see. One particularly notable honourable mention I would like to mention here is Android Silver. I don't expect us to hear anything about this at Google I/O, but I think that if Google does decide to talk about it, this will probably be the best place that it will do so. Android Silver is something that is going to ideally replace the Nexus line, if it's true, and it's probably something that we will see Google talk about at Google I/O itself this year. I would like to thank you very much for watching my video. If you liked this video, please hit that like button. If you want to see more videos like this, please also hit the subscribe button, and I will hopefully see you all in a future video. If you have any comments or opinions on this video, please leave these in the comments section below, and if you want to follow me on any social networks, I will leave these in the links in the description below as well. Thank you very much for watching my video, and I hope to see you all in a future video. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.